Good morning, everyone. I'm Gabriella Dawn, and this is my persuasive speech. And these are my audience members.
Ken, Gavin,
And they'll be my audience for my persuasive speech today. Imagine this. A terrorist group plans a massive attack communicating covertly through encrypted messages. Law enforcement knows about the plot, but can't crack the code because encryption keeps their messages hidden. And without a backdoor, law enforcement is left just witnessing a crime they could have stopped. This scenario is happening right now in present day, and it's putting us and our families all at risk. Today I will argue that the government should have access to encrypted communications when necessary to protect national security, fight crime, and stop terrorism. The first and most obvious reason we need government access to encrypted data is national security. Every day, law enforcement and intelligence agencies are tasked with protecting us from threats, many of which are hidden behind encryption. Without access to encrypted messages, authorities are left in the blind. For instance, in the 2015 San Bernardino shooting, the FBI was unable to access the shooter's encrypted phone, delaying critical information that could have helped prevent further attacks. When law enforcement can't access data during critical moments, it makes it harder to prevent deadly attacks. Cybercrime is another major concern. From identity theft to large-scale hacking, criminals increasingly rely on encryption to hide behind their illegal activities. Without a backdoor for law enforcement, cybercriminals can operate with near impunity. The FBI's annual cybercrime report shows that cybercrime losses in the US amount to billions each year, with the most common crimes being phishing, hacking, and online fraud. If the government had the ability to decrypt criminal communications, they could stop these crimes from happening in their tracks, protecting both individuals, families, businesses from major financial damage. Terrorist groups also use encrypted communication to avoid detection by intelligence agencies. Take the 2015 Paris attacks, for example, where attackers used encrypted messaging apps to coordinate the operation without authorities being able to intercept their plans. According to reports, attackers communicated through encrypted apps like Telegram, making it way harder for law enforcement to track their activities. Backdoor access would allow intelligence agencies to monitor these communications and prevent future attacks. The reality is, terrorists are becoming way more tech savvy, and law enforcement needs these tools to stay ahead of them and potentially fight back with a wider margin. I know some of you might be thinking, well, what about my privacy? And it's a valid concern, and it's one that should not be taken lightly. But the key here is balance. Government access to encrypted data would not be an open door for widespread surveillance. It would be regulated and limited to specific cases and used only for legitimate investigations. Encryption backdoors can be designed to ensure that data is accessed only by necessary only when necessary, and oversight to prevent abuse. Privacy and security don't have to be mutually exclusive. We can have both, and as long as we put the right safeguards in place, they can both coexist in the same place. To sum this up, we need government access to encrypted communications to protect ourselves from terrorism, fight cybercrime, and ensure national security. In an age where threats are more complex and global than ever, we cannot afford to let encryption be a tool that criminals use and terrorists exploit. And it's time for policies that allow law enforcement to keep us and our families safe without sacrificing privacy or security. And I urge you to consider the greater good of our society and support the idea of controlled government access to encrypted data for the safety of us all. Thank you so much. I almost recorded it.
Governor,
Good job, everyone. Thank
Thank
you
you.
guys so much for coming to my meeting.
Bye.